Hello, everyone. I'm Lisa Broderick, and we're going to be talking about writing. This time, we're going to be talking about how the miraculous is all around us. Well, the last time we were together, I described the many experiences I've had with what's called the supernatural. Well, when I began to research what was happening to me, I realized that, in fact, it wasn't just me. Supernatural occurrences were happening, for instance, on television every night right in front of our eyes. What am I talking about? I'm talking about sports on TV. Well, on television, we tune in so we can see athletes get to a place where peak performance is what's happening. In basketball, Michael Jordan is a great example of this. His display of freakish free throw streaks is still talked about, and many would describe them as miraculous. For example, in the 1992 NBA Finals against the Portland Trail Blazers, Michael Jordan hit 6 consecutive three-point shots in one of these streaks. It was caught on film, and he seemed to actually appear to be superhuman. After the last three-pointer, Jordan was remembered as having looked in the directions of the sports commentators, and he shrugged his shoulders as if to say that even he didn't know how he did it. It just happens. This is the type of, quote, miracle that's thought to be an unusual or wonderful event believed to be caused by the power of, let's say, God. But Jordan was conscious of what he was doing, which seems at odds with the definition of a miracle. Conscious to me means something that's done while acting with critical awareness, with intent. But we all know that what really happened was that Michael Jordan was in the zone. While this term, the zone, is relatively new, the experience it points to is not. In his autobiography, Second Wind, The Memoirs of an Opinionated Man, Bill Russell describes a mystical feeling that seemed to him to change the game action on the hardwood floor into something like magic in front of his eyes. He says, at that special level, all sorts of odd things happened. It was almost as if we were playing in slow motion. During these spells, I could almost sense how the next play would develop and where the next shot would be taken. Even before the other team brought the ball out of bounds, I could feel it so keenly that I'd want to shout out to my teammates, "It's coming there!" Except that I knew that everything would change if I did. My premonitions would be consistently correct, and I always felt that I not only knew all the Celtics by heart, but I knew the opposing players and that they all knew me. As moving as these experiences were to him, Bill Russell never spoke openly about them. He says, I feel a little weird about it, and I felt quite private. The subject was not really allowed, and he knew that breaking the prohibition could bring on ridicule from his friends and his teammates. This has changed somewhat since Russell's career ended, but not entirely so. Today, athletes and sports writers make reference to being in the zone, but they rarely talk openly about how valuable it is to their game. In his paper Flow, The Psychology of Optimal Experience, Professor Mihaly C., we say C because his name is so long, identifies a self-surpassing dimension of human experience that's recognized by people the world over, regardless of culture, gender, race, or nationality. Its characteristics include deep concentration, highly efficient performance, emotional buoyancy, a heightened sense of mastery, and a lack of self-consciousness, and self-transcendence. Well, I would certainly say that I experienced all of what Professor C describes. The difference is that when I've had my experiences, I'm usually alone in my own home and with no one watching. Stay tuned for the next video where I explain how these athletes are able to perform feats that they themselves cannot even explain. Until next time, here's to being in the now.